Tony, what's this last few months been like here through the spring and now we're starting fall camp? What's it been like transitioning to the wide receiver position?
It's been a slow transition, but I mean I've been getting it down pat. Each day I've been working on my route, working on my hands a lot, watching film a lot, trying to be the best receiver I can be.
How's that transition? I mean, do you take some of those things with you from what you've gathered being a running back over to wide receiver?
I mean, basically the only thing I carried over was the confidence because I've been playing running back all my life. I played receiver sometime, but being a receiver, I mean, just basically trying to get my routes right and get my hands better.
When you were a running back, you're obviously really comfortable back there, knew what you were doing, probably didn't have to think too much. Now that you're a receiver, where are you at as far as compared to being a running back, as far as your understanding of the game, being able to play without thinking too much and just being able to go?
I mean, I ain't there quite yet like I was at the running back position. I still got to think a lot at the receiver position, but it's getting there slowly, but I'm going to get there.
Well, man, you're a guy that really responds when you get into space. That's where you really explode and make your plays. Being wide receiver, does that allow you to do that more?
Oh yeah. That's why myself personally, I like being a receiver better because whenever I catch the ball, I'm already in space to try to make a defender miss.
What's a good season for you? Right now, like your expectations. I mean, do you have like numbers where you're thinking? I mean, just because it's one of those things where you don't know how many carries, touches. You're kind of playing in an odd position. In your mind, what are your goals? What are you setting up for yourself? Do you have numbers or ideal?
I mean, I ain't got no numbers, but I'm just gonna try to be the best receiver I can be. Coming in my first year playing receiver, trying not to let the team down.
How you meshing with Jake Heaps?
Oh yeah, I like Jake a lot. On and off the field, we conversate. Jake is a great guy.
Cool, man.
So everybody's going to be the same ability as you when you get to college football, and it's the way you approach the game. I think it's the way I approach the game now. It's helped me get over the edge.
What about your quarterback, Jake Heaps? What's your connection with him right now? How comfortable are you guys with timing and things like that right now?
Pretty good right now. I mean, it's summertime. We worked the whole summer. Everybody worked the whole summer pretty much, but for the core receivers right now, because you don't never know what camp is, we're looking pretty good.
What about Justin McKay? How you guys meshing? I mean, you guys are on opposite sides on the depth chart as of now. What do you guys learn from each other? How do you help? I mean, you're a senior guy that's been around here for a long time. He's a guy that's coming in with a lot of hype and stuff. How do you guys kind of help each other out?
I think it just by playing off of one another. He's like more physical. He's a better physical specimen than I am, but I seem probably to know the game a little bit more. Not the game, but the way we play or the way Coach Weiss wants to play a little better than him. So I can help him out in that way, and he can help me out my physical. But
what about Tony? Is he ever in your ear a little bit? I mean, he's a guy that's transitioning to that wide receiver role. You help him out? Does he kind of lean on you a little bit?
Not really.
No?
Tony is his own man. He knows what he's supposed to do, and you don't have he don't really say much, and so you don't really have to worry about Tony.
You guys, it seems to me, just looking at this depth chart, you guys are all kind of different. You all receivers, but it seems like you all bring a certain different thing to the table. Would that be correct?
For sure. I guess Tony would bring the speed. Justin, he would bring the physical attributes, big, fast, and then I pretty much got the hands. I can catch pretty well. So.
Did you say you had the best hands out of that group?
I ain't gonna say I have the best. I'd be bragging, but just I can catch.
Kansas tight end, Jimmay Mundine. Jimmay, what's this offseason been like for you? I mean, you kind of float up the depth charts and kind of been, you hear the coaches talking about you a lot. I mean, you're really getting a lot of attention now. What's that been like for you?
I mean, it's been different just because I haven't gotten that in the past, but as far as from a working standpoint, I mean, I come out and put my head down and go to work just like I always have, and I try doing more as far as blocking and catching more balls, and so, I mean, I definitely have put more work into this summer than I have before, and I'm expecting a lot out of myself, and the team expects a lot out of me, so.
Is it exciting kind of having that, I mean, a lot of guys kind of, you put that pressure on them, they kind of go the other way, they kind of buckle under it. Then other guys, you put that pressure on them, it almost makes them better. Where are you sitting at?
I'm very excited. I think it's going to make me better just because, it's a great feeling when you know you're the guy and you know that they're counting on you to do something for them. And so, it's made me work that much harder mentally. It's made me work that much harder physically to be prepared so that when the team calls on me to make a play, I'm ready to make it.
How's this offseason and as you guys begin to start fall camp, how's it different now than maybe it was in the past?
I would say mostly mentally just because everyone on the offensive side knows more about what we're supposed to be doing. Everyone has a better grasp of what they're supposed to be doing. And so that's going to help us a lot so that the coaches and us can talk about more specific things on offense and defense as far as like maybe what angle to take or what foot to use first, little small things like that rather than having to just focus on what do you have on this play. And so that'll be a lot better for us when we can get real deep into the game and get real specific, and then that leads to getting in trouble when you don't do those specific things, which makes you want to do them all the time, and so it just makes us better.
You personally, what do you want to get better at during this offseason?
I wanted to get better at all around. Mostly just, if I had to pick one, I'd pick my blocking, but, I wanted to get my hands better and my routes better just for the simple fact that I know guys are going to try to be more aggressive with me off the line maybe when I start making plays, and so I don't want my run blocking weakness to affect my pass game, and so I got better at run blocking.
And Coach Weiss is really known as a track record for really developing NFL caliber tight ends. What have you noticed from Coach Weiss that have you seen anything that kind of signals, okay, this is why this guy's able to develop these tight ends? And has he given you any sort of information or anything along those lines that would kind of where you can see, okay, this is how I take that next step?
I would say mostly just his consistency and his knowledge of like what that player does best. Just because I feel like he sees me as a receiving tight end, and yes, he did talk to me about getting better at run blocking, but being a receiver tight end is something that I was going to be doing this year, and so that just made me prepare more for that and prepare more for my weakness. And so, Coach Wise kind of, I don't want to say he puts my weakness to the side because he always tells me that run blocking is a big deal, but he definitely is going to allow me to focus a little more on catching this year.
Do you have any personal goals over these next few weeks before the season starts?
I just personally, I want the team to just compete and go at each other every day, and because once September 7th comes, it's gonna be so fun when we finally get to unleash on another group of guys rather than going at each other every day.
What's the excitement level right now, just between all your teammates and just in the building? It seems like from the outside, it seems like it's real high, and people are really. It's kind of a buzz brewing.
Yeah,
Is that the same inside these doors?
Oh yeah, we're definitely excited to get started, just because we want to win. We don't want to lose. And it's not it hasn't been a matter of talent here. It literally is all on the players to do more like we did this summer, as far as like go out by ourselves and me and Jake just throw, and us randomly have 7-on-7, and us on Tuesdays going in with the receivers and going over routes and coverages and route concepts, and us on Wednesday going in with the O-line and talking about different angles and why he's making the Mike ID this guy instead of that guy, and just being able to talk more about football and understand that more is going to make us such a better team.
Position of center, he is the leader of this offensive line, and so it just kind of everything just kind of is a smooth transition because of the role he's had already, with this group. So usually your center is your leader on the team, or on the offensive line. So he's made a smooth transition, and everybody's excited to see what he can do there.
He said you guys held each other accountable when, after hard workouts or whatever those days, he didn't want to go do extra snaps. He said it was harder for him to actually bend down than you to just stand back there. So,
That's right. That's exactly right. I get to stand up and just basically sit there, but it was great. We getting to work out together, and then after we're done and we're tired and everyone else is going in, we're taking snaps and calling out fronts and stuff so he can get the right steps to go with it, and it makes it fun. When he has that willingness to work and I don't have to drag him around or he doesn't have to drag me around. We're both willing to put in the work to become the best we can. So Pat, I'm very excited about him, and I feel very comfortable, with him being our center.
With him moving there and then Aslan moving outside, you've kind of got two new best friends. You got to have one on the outside there working. How's Aslan looked, and you feel comfortable with him out there?
I mean, Aslam's made, looking at the team, he's made some of the biggest improvements. When you talk about from last year to this year, I mean, he came in at 380. I mean, almost 400 pounds, and now he's down to 315 and looking great and athletic and everything that you want in a tackle. He has the ability, and so we're going to see how he does. Obviously he's got to translate that footwork from the right side to the left side, and it is different. And he's got to get used to that. But we feel really confident, and I feel confident in him that he's going to be able to play that position very well and be a dominant left tackle.
Seems like such a nice guy. Is he nasty enough?
Oh yeah, I mean, when you watch him play, you'll definitely see the big hits and the physical nature that he has, and that's one of the things we love about him so much is that he is a physical guy, and it's just really for him it was about the mental part of the game that was slowing him down from last year. And like I said, we met this off season and went over all that stuff and went over fronts and went over plays, and I think these guys are ready to roll.
Jimmay said that you guys got that camaraderie where you guys would go out and go golfing together during the summer. Tell us honestly, who's got the better golf game?
I honestly wish I could say I had the better golf game, but Jimmay, I swear he goes out there all the time. So if I went out there as much as he did, then I'd probably be better than him. But so we have a lot of fun going out there together, and we always are. He's extremely competitive. Probably him and I are maybe one of the most competitive guys on the team, and so it's always fun going out there and playing with him, and we have a good time with it.
You said you struggled to break the
With Kansas offensive lineman Lewandowski. Pat, you came in here 2-3 years ago now. Came in as a defensive player, went over to being a left tackle. Now you're at center. Can you talk a little bit about each year you kind of got a different thing you're trying to ingest? Not a lot of consistency there. Is it difficult for you to kind of transition like that?
It's not difficult given enough time to prepare. I've had this whole summer to prepare for this change. I've worked with Jake a lot, and center quarterback exchange, so that's been real good. It's helped me develop in my understanding of the playbook, especially being a left tackle and now center. I understand the whole offensive line basically now, and that's what I need to do at the center. And it's just coming with that preparation comes confidence, and I'm confident that I'll be able to go out there and do my job.
What about being a defensive lineman too? Previously, I imagine that helps you. I mean, do you kind of know things that the defense is trying to do to you?
Yeah, I understand some schemes and alignment techniques that the D linemen do that some of the other offensive linemen may not understand because they haven't played on the other side of the ball.
Yesterday, Coach Weiss said a lot of the reason why they wanted you at center specifically is because how well you did understand the playbook and how smart you were in the field, and how important that was to have smarts at that position. But coming over from the defensive side, do you think that helps? I mean, is that part of the reason why? Because you did know some of those things and you have played different positions, or is it just you just naturally have an understanding of the playbook in general?
I think natural understanding of the playbook. I wouldn't say just because I was on defense I got moved there. I mean, it certainly helps me, but I don't think that was a thought process.
Well, what's that like? I mean, when he came to you and said, "Hey, I want you to play center," I mean, were you shocked a little bit?
Yes,
or?
Definitely. It was a big surprise, and still a surprise to everyone I tell. And I'm sure you guys were surprised.
Yeah,
when you
definitely.
So, yeah, it came as a shock, but I've grown in the role, and I like where I am, and I'll do anything for this team, and that's what I am. I'm a team player, so that's where I am right now, center, and I'm enjoying it.
When did that conversation happen when he came down? I mean, how long has this been in the making?
That happened before summer started, so I've had all summer to prepare.
What was the first thing that was the hardest thing in transitioning to that position? I mean, it's a completely different position, but is there one thing that was, all right, this is the first thing I got to do?
We just started snapping, just just sling the ball back there. If he was under center, just slowly put the ball in his hands. And once you got a feel for that speeding up, and then you had the whole new thing of taking steps and acting like there was someone in front of you. And that was probably the toughest part. But I've got that down now, and I'm real comfortable with it.
How many hours do you think you've logged just bent over throwing that ball back behind you?
I don't even want to say. It was a lot of hours this summer.
You getting comfortable with it though? I mean, is it starting to feel?
Yeah.
I mean, do you still have to think about it at all?
No. I just snap now.
What about working with Jake? What's that been like? You guys getting pretty comfortable now? Or?
Yeah, it's been fun. We give each other a lot of grief. And, we're good buddies now, and it's a joy working with him every day. He's going to go out there and lead this team to victory a lot. I get to be the guy that say I snapped to him. So.
What about working with Coach Grunhard? He's the guy that played your position, center position in the NFL for a long time and did it very well. What's it like learning from him? I know he was working with you last year as well, but actually playing that position that he's mastered. What's that like working with him?
It just brings in that confidence in your coach. I know he's done this for so long, so I know what he says has worked and will work. I trust him fully, and on all of his coaching points and whatnot. So it's a huge advantage to have him as my coach.
What about working with the guys on your side, Nalu and Mike Smithburg? What's it like working with those two guys?
Those two guys are very physical guys, and they'll run you over. So I had two pretty good trains next to me.
What kind of lineman are you? Think we hear a lot about Nalu being kind of a mean physical guy. Same with Mike. Are you that kind of a player? Or are you more of a thinking about it and more methodical about your approach?
I'd say more of an intelligent, strategical player. I'm not the big bruiser like those two are.
You think you guys that complements each other though? Do you think you need maybe a mix of those different things on that line?
I think so.